Hey, what is up all my social distancing friends? It's Dustin and I'm back with another video. I actually did not plan to make a video today. Well, I had planned to make a video today, but my power has been out since 8 o'clock this morning. So here I am sitting in my car. My power will probably not be back on until maybe midnight or later, knowing the power company, because there was a horrible accident down the street from my house. It's crazy. However, I was going to come on here and make a total video about this whole apology that Shane Dawson has uploaded, and I was going to show some receipts and things like that, but since I'm unable to do that, I'm just going to give you guys an unfiltered reaction to what I feel about this entire video, because there was a lot to digest in this video. Well, not really a lot, but let's jump into it, because there has been so much, because today it has blown up even more than I had originally ever anticipated at all, ever in my entire life. Because if you guys don't know, there was a clip of Shane Dawson doing something very inappropriate right in front of a Willow Smith poster. And for those of you who do not know who Willow Smith is, I don't think that there would be many, but that's Will Smith's daughter. And Jada Smith, her mother, tweeted out today basically calling out Shane Dawson, saying she was tired of the excuses, as well as Jaden Smith, Willow's brother, and Will Smith's son. So I don't know where this is going to go. If you don't know that much about Jada, she has a huge following. She does Red Table Talks, where she discusses a whole bunch of different things that are very difficult to talk about. So I don't know if she plans on discussing this on her platform, or if she plans on making some kind of like post on Instagram. I literally don't know, but I know that this is bigger than I have ever anticipated it. And you guys know the last time that we went through something like this, it was really on a massive scale. There was media outlets picking this stuff up, and I think that it's just a matter of time before everything is picked up with the Shane situation, because it's just like more and more and more stuff keeps coming out. Clips here, clips there, clips everywhere. Shane did, I believe, delete every single video that was on his Shane Dawson TV channel. And while I think that's great, I think it should have been something that he really probably should have done a long time ago, because he was still profiting from this type of material. He was still profiting from this content. He was still profiting from everything that was problematic in his past that he did. So that is one major issue. So let's talk about the apology now. Like, the first half of the video is basically Shane sitting there. It's like he turns on the camera and he gives this little sigh, and then he goes into his apology, and he talks about how Jenna Marble's experience and what she did kind of inspired him to do this. And that, to me, if I'm being honest, it shouldn't have taken Jenna Marble speaking out for him to come forward and make this video and address what he had done himself. I don't think this is a strength in numbers type of thing, because it's literally something that he done himself, that he owed his audience for, that he owed everybody that has followed him for so long an explanation as to why he has done what he had done. And as far as like blackface, he covered it, and he said pretty much that he was sorry, but there's so many clips coming out now. I saw one just a minute ago before I started filming this video that was on Twitter, where he was talking about Shayna Malcolm. I remember her briefly from watching Shane back in the day, and that was around the time that I really didn't watch Shane too much. But he said some things about her, how he was going to help her make a YouTube channel, and basically that she didn't know that much because she was black. And I was totally just like, I have never seen this content from Shane before. I've never seen him say this type of stuff. So it's just like, he's addressed very little of what people were wanting him to address. And his video, although it may have been inspired by Jenna Marble's, it was not at all articulated the same way that Jenna Marble's done her video, if that makes sense. Because Jenna Marble sat there literally with her MacBook, looked in the camera, and showed the clips that people were talking about. And I understand that Shane would not be able to do that with every single video clip and every single podcast clip that he's uploaded, because there's literally so much. It's thousands of videos, thousands of sound bits, thousands of inappropriate things that he has said and things that he has done on camera at this point, where he could never sit down and actually address every single thing, because there's so many things. So I understand that he couldn't do it the same way as Jenna in that sense, addressing every single instance of what he had done, but I feel like he could have addressed some, if that makes sense. I feel like he felt an overwhelming amount of pressure to make this video. I feel like parts of it were genuine. I'm not gonna say that I don't think that he didn't just do this for public PR and public image. I do think that that was a part of it, because he did address that. He said that normally in the past, because he had made, like, I believe 2 apology videos. One video he was just angry, and the other video was him just addressing it and sitting down in front of a webcam. I understand being mad if you didn't do anything wrong, but I don't get being mad when you've done something wrong and people are asking you to address a situation over something that you have put on the internet, if that makes sense. This apology about blackface is not mine to accept. I don't want to see anybody trying to invalidate people that are black or people of color for what Shane Dawson has done. I've seen a lot of people accepting apologies that are not for them. That is not how that works. If you are not affected by racism and an apology is made by a white person for racism or racist things that they have done, that's not really an apology for anyone that is not affected to accept. It's pretty much like Pride Month and straight people being pissed off that there's not a straight Pride Month. Like, it's not for you. So that's pretty much that on that. I don't think that if it were me and I had a situation in my past where I had a blackface situation, and I went into this a little bit in my last video about how I watched these videos that Shane posted and I thought it was just comedy, because I didn't know what blackface was. Even at 20 years old, I literally did not know what that meant or how dehumanizing that could be for a black person to watch that. Now being 32 years old, I understand that. I understand how offensive that is. So, I mean, I definitely apologize myself. I'm sorry for laughing at that type of stuff, because I had a lot of comments of people saying, well, you should apologize. I'm sorry. That's ignorance on my part. I was 20 years old. I laughed at things that were not funny, but it was because I didn't understand them. Now I do. And that's why I felt the way I did in my last video that I made about this situation with Shane. Now, I want to jump over to all the other stuff that is being accused of Shane and things like that, because that is a totally different realm. I'm not saying one thing is worse than the other, but children, I have lines. Liam McAvoy, he's made these videos about Jeffree that are very well articulated and presented a bunch of different things. I did notice that he had tweeted out something, and it really resonated with me because it made sense. He said that while I would like to empathize with Shane and feel sorry for him, to empathize with someone, you have to relate or somewhat understand what the person is going through or what they did for you to feel empathy for them. And that makes a lot of sense to me. And he says he can't relate or empathize with something he doesn't understand, as far as like what happened with the jokes with children and things like that. And I can't. There's literally no way I could sit here and justify what Shane has said about children and the jokes that he's made, and the multiple, literally thousands at this point, jokes that he's made that are so inappropriate, so freaking disgusting. Even I don't think I would have laughed at that, because everybody knows that those types of jokes are unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? I would, like, there's been many other YouTubers that have made these type of jokes. I've never, ever found these types of jokes funny. Being that, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. Sorry. So that is pretty much what's pushed everything over the edge as far as like social media and today things blowing up way bigger than I ever thought they would. I think that mainstream media is definitely going to get a hold of this, because if you guys have saw the video of Shane that I tweeted with the kid, I think it's like the blank space parody for Taylor Swift's song that Shane posted, and the cookies that he's putting in the kid's mouth, and then the whole thing with Willow Smith, and then Jaden and Jada calling him out. It's a lot. It's mounting, and it keeps counting. I do want to comment on this whole thing, because I've seen a lot of people like, don't take the aim off Jeffree Star, don't take the heat off Jeffree Star. It's not that nobody's wanting to comment on Jeffree Star. What I will say about Jeffree Star is, it's really crazy that while all this stuff was going on with James, Jeffree had time to sit there and congratulate Tati, I think twice, for 8 million subscribers, and then he was like, oops, no, 9 million subscribers. At the time when James was going through all this and Tati was gaining all this popularity. But literally, Shane is being dragged across the internet, having his feet held to the fire, like, in a way that we've never seen before. I think this will be bigger than what happened with James. Not discrediting anything that happened to James, not taking away from that situation, but I think this is bigger because so many people are so mad. But I think a lot of this has kicked off because what Shane did when he posted this statement where he said he was leaving not social media, but the beauty community. And when he did that, when the part about James came up, he basically said that James deserved this humble pie. He did address this in his video, and he apologized directly to James. That's completely for James. I don't, if I were James and somebody said that about me after what I had been through, seeing that he's so deeply associated with Jeffree, I wouldn't accept that. I wouldn't even entertain that. But my thing is, I had mentioned in my last video that there were some inconsistencies with Jeffree Star when I made the last video that I said that I would eventually bring up. I haven't spoken to Jeffree recently. I did speak to him right before this whole thing went up. He said that him and Shane were sitting down and Shane was going to address this and nip this in the bud. So I don't know if they were on the phone together or if they were together, because a lot of people were saying that they felt like Jeffree wrote part of this. It's very possible that he did have a hand in what Shane said, because he literally told me that Shane was going to address this, because I reached out to him for a statement. I'm like, hey, people are really coming for you guys. Like, are you going to comment on this? What are you going to say? How are you going to go about this? Like, what are you going to do? And I think a lot of people think that my conversations with Jeffree are like, Kiki, oh, I'm enamored by you. No, it's not that at all. I literally talk to him like he's somebody in the street. Like, I'm not starstruck by him. I literally get straight to the point with him. And that's what I was doing, because I was wanting to comment on what they were going to do. Like, are you going to address this? Because people are saying all these different things about Shane and James and all this stuff, because people think that Dramageddon was contrived. And then that's when Jeffree said, Shane's sitting down now, he's setting up, he's going to address this. So I don't know if they were together. I think they may have been together. Don't quote me entirely. But it's just, I don't understand. A lot of people think that if Jeffree commented on this, it could make it worse, and it very well could. But if Shane was willing to, he didn't even say his name. That's something else that stuck out to me in that video. Shane didn't even say Jeffree's name. I don't understand that. Like, Shane Dawson literally stuck his neck out so many times for Jeffree. He made two series about this guy, and he like totally like changed the whole dynamic about everything with Jeffree. And now that that's crumbling, Jeffree's just sitting there and not doing anything. There's plenty of things that Jeffree could address that he's a part of with Shane that would not maybe take the heat off Shane, but maybe allow Jeffree to take some of the blame that he probably rightfully deserves. You know what I'm saying? But he's out here on Instagram posting pictures of Nikki tutorials and she doesn't even like him. I don't understand how you can let somebody that has been there for you sit there and take every bit of that heat and you just not even give them, like you don't even care. But you guys, my thoughts on this, my takeaways from this are, I think that the video that Shane uploaded, I think he meant well. I think that part of it was PR. I think that only time will tell truly what Shane Dawson said, if he is sorry for the things that he's done. And honestly, the stuff with the children, that's completely unforgivable to me at this point. I can't relate to that. I don't understand it. I do not think that it's appropriate, and I don't think that those jokes should be made here, then, never, ever at all. But you guys, I would really like to know your thoughts and opinions on this. I am so sorry that I could not film a sit-down video and literally read what Lisa Schwartz, Shane's ex, uploaded on Twitter. She tweeted out like a statement about this whole thing with the 12-year-old. Completely disgusting. Who speaks to their cousin or family like that, or a child at all? I just don't, I don't understand it. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I hope that I made sense of all of this. I hope you understand what I'm saying. This is not coming from a place of malice. This is not coming from a place of me wanting to cancel someone. This is literally just me as a viewer, me as a subscriber of Shane Dawson. And I want to know what you guys think. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And just to bring it up, Shane did mention, Shane messaged me. I've had one conversation with Shane that was very short, a long time ago on Twitter, but he messaged me after he posted my his video saying that he had seen my video, and he thanked me for that. He's pretty much thanked me for holding him accountable. And I told him, I'm like, it's pretty much just like one of these zombie movies. Like, you have to eat it. Like, you need to own this. You've done what you could do, and like, you have to prove yourself going forward, you know. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I am really, actually, honestly nervous about what may come out going forward. I don't know literally anything, and it's just like the more things that come up on Twitter, I'm just like, wow. But you guys, I hope you have the most amazing day ever, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.